What's up, everybody? It's Brandon. I'm back with another Top 5 Thursday. I will be doing another one from the Top 5 King himself, Jacob Williams Dudgeon. And this is Top 5 John Carpenter flicks. And this is one that I can't believe I haven't done yet, or at least thought of. Because I'm not going to lie, I never choose my Top 5. I pick one from the ones that y'all select. And yet and still, there is times where I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I wish somebody would put that in the mix. And this is one I never even thought of. But this is one I would absolutely love to do. I couldn't pass this one up. I love me some John Carpenter. And obviously, you know, he does do other things other than direct. But I also happen to, love the movies that he has directed. This was really fucking hard to narrow down to 5. Because I love damn near every one of his movies. But, damn, I'm even over here now like, do I really want that as my number 5? But I'm not going to think too deep into it. No honorable mentions. We're not going to do all that this time. Number 5, They Live. They fucking live, people, with Rowdy Roddy Piper. This movie is so fucking fun. It's kind of slow in the beginning, like a lot of John Carpenter flicks are, but it's a movie that's even more relevant today. If you don't know what They Live is, Rowdy Roddy Piper just gets these glasses. He's kind of just this down on this luck kind of guy, and you're just kind of going through this story with this guy that's, you know, working class, trying to make things work, make ends meet. And he gets a hold of these glasses, and I'm looking at Bruce the Shark from Jaws over here. He might look at that, say if this is like in a magazine, it's like, ooh, new movie Jaws. Say this took place in 1974. Put on the glasses out of nowhere. He's like, huh? What the fuck? Like that says obey. You know, like there's different things. Like basically what you're seeing isn't actually what you're getting. And that is so true today. I'm not going to like dive into any political shit. This isn't saying like, yeah, that's actually what's going on with the COVID vaccine. I'm not even saying no shit like that. But there's a lot of shit out there that makes you think twice when you were told certain things. Like sometimes it's what's below the surface. And as I've said, that's even more true today. So it makes the movie maybe even more interesting today. I think Rowdy Roddy Piper, I mean, my God, I wish the dude was in more movies. And of course, he can't be any more. R.I.P., God rest his soul. But he was so good in this movie as the lead. He was so fun to follow. Of course, Keith David in this movie, also just fucking awesome. Who can forget about the fight where he's trying to get Keith David? He's like, just put him on! Like trying to get the glasses on with Keith David. It's the longest, most drug out fight scene ever, but that's the charm of it. It makes it so fun. What the fuck is it? Just like, I'm here to do 2 things, kick ass and chew bubblegum. Looks like I'm all out of bubblegum. Iconic line. I've heard that in so many fucking movies, though, so I don't even really know what came first. Hey, this had to have came before Dazed and Confused, because the guy's like, I'm here to drink beer and kick ass. It looks like I'm about all out of beer, ha ha ha. But maybe it did come from this movie. I don't know. Either way, it's badass. Roddy looks dope with the glasses, fucking talking shit, because eventually what he does see is the people aren't even people. Some of them are, but other people, you know, they look weird as fuck. Even talks about it. He's like, but you, lady, you're really fucking ugly. Talking about her in the convenience store. And he sounds like a madman. But you can see, unless there's some crazy twist at the end, but there isn't. Come on, it's an older movie. I can reveal that this shit isn't actually going on. It's really going on. And these people that look crazy through these glasses are like, he can see us. There's one of them. It's fucking insane. Such a fun movie. Such a cool concept. Such a good time. At number 4, we're going to go with The Fog. And this is one that's really grown on me, even more as I've gotten older. I've always known it's a favorite of mine, but I didn't know if it was a top 5er, because there's so many good Carpenter flicks outside of like his last like couple or 3. I think Vampires was his last good film. Everything after that can just go bye-bye. Yeah, and Vampires was good. Y'all are slipping. Is that on the list? Spoiler alert, no. But great movie. Very fun movie with James Woods. But The Fog, man, this movie is intense, and I think I got to give it that. It could be Carpenter's most atmospheric movie, which is a huge thing for Carpenter. This movie just reeks atmosphere. The way that fog rolls through, and you just know there's something on the other side of it. It's like The Mist before The Mist, except without instead of monsters. You know, you have these ghosts that come through, and they're pirate ghosts. You know, if you've ever seen that South Park Scooby-Doo episode. But just watching these things come through, and they're not just, you know, like, ooh, spooky ghosts. They're like the ghosts I like. You can see them. They're not like just like this, like, see-through invisible pirates. No, they're like just fuck. They look nasty. They look mucky. The practical effects, you can barely see them, but you see just enough. Especially at the end, you get a really good shot of them, and they're downright fucking creepy. And when they kill, they kill. You can feel the impact of the blows, the cuts, all that good shit. These pirate ghosts are fucking downright awesome, and this movie's downright awesome, especially that end climax. And you know, Carpenter's all about his scores. Probably the most underrated score of his. The score to this movie is downright haunting, and it is in full effect at the end, where they're on that little watchtower, the one girl is, and they're fucking trying to like come up, and they're throwing hooks at her, and they're breaking into the fucking church, and the one there, it's almost like they're synchronized, like one standing in the middle, and there's like two here, and then behind him, almost like they're posing for an album cover. It's just so fucking good. So well done. The Fog is amazing. That comes in at number 4. Number 3, gonna have to go to The Thing. The Thing, here's the thing. I absolutely love The Thing. If you knew where it was on my all-time list, you'd understand why it's only at 3. The Thing, I've talked about a million times. We talked about it on the podcast. We have a whole episode devoted to it. It is just the pinnacle of body horror and practical effects. I just watched it again the other day as I got the 4K. I finally broke that out, watched it. The transfer wasn't godlike, but it still was better, and it made it even better. The Thing is amazing. Kurt Russell, amazing as McCready. And again, I just can't. That's all you can harp on. You try to talk about other stuff, as great as other stuff is. I love the ambiguous ending. I love all the fucking fan theories. Like, actually, this is what's going on with Childs and blah, blah, blah. Of course, Keith David's in this one, too. He likes to recycle his actors because they're always so good. Why wouldn't you? And he's got that chemistry with them, so why wouldn't you? But at the end of the day, you just find yourself back on the practical effects because you can't fucking get enough of them. That gets mimicked so much, so many little details you see in other movies. I'm like, that was kind of thing like, and they did it first. But as long as they're not deliberately stealing it, it kind of feels like a homage type thing. It's still fucking great. It's just badass. There's no other way to explain it. The Thing is amazing. At number 2, another movie I've talked about ad nauseum. Halloween, one of the best ghost stories there's ever been. Yes, it's almost more like a ghost story, the way Michael Myers feels like he can be anywhere at any time. This is what makes the original so fucking great. He didn't have a motive. He wasn't superhuman. There was just a touch of this, like, supernatural. Like, can he survive it? Is he supernatural? Is he not? All these mysteries is what made him so creepy. The way he was one with the shadows. Of course, the way the movie was lit. And then when he did have to get gangsta on them hoes, it only happened 3 times, he was downright a beast. Now, look, he only choked one girl out, but the whole time it was like, oh, this bitch ain't getting away. And then, of course, the iconic kill, maybe my favorite kill of all the movies, the fucking Bob kill, where he stabs him into the wall. But it's not just that. When Nick Castle chose to do on the spot, he was just kind of like, looking at Bob, almost like he's playing like it's his prey or something, or it's just playtime. He's got that childlike mind, almost like when this evil entered him. He never really grew up from that point. He's still like a child, just admiring something he's playing with. That creepiness. God, Michael Myers oozes creepiness and is effective as fuck, and you won't see that better than in the original Halloween, and that is why it's this high on this list. It's a movie I gotta watch all the time. Just got the 4K of that. My second owning of the 4K. Scream, they got that 4K. I don't know if you can see that up there. Probably not. It's stacked up on all those Halloween movies above that Halloween 2018 figure at the very top. But they just got all those Scream Factories in. So I literally just watched Halloween last night. And even if I didn't get that, it's not an odd occurrence that I just watched Halloween last night. I've seen this movie maybe more than any movie ever. Like, I love Halloween. Gotta be on here. Number 1, underrated as underrated gets. Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China, one of my favorite movies ever. I can't wait till we review it on the channel. I almost don't want to say too much because I can go on and on and on about this movie, but I mean, it's the ultimate monster mash. It's a mashup of this. It's a mashup of that. It's a mashup of that. It's a mashup of this. But all those things combined and all those things done so well. Oh, it's cheesy. It's cheesy as fuck. But oh, it's so damn good. It's so 80s in all the best ways. The little bit of martial arts flair in it, I mean, I just fucking ate that up as a kid. And you know, when you fall in love with something as a kid, you see past the flaws. Of course, I did that with all these movies because I was a big John Carpenter fan since birth, basically. You know, these movies were always on in my household. But having the martial arts side to it with the little bit of horror made it all the more better. I was like, yes, there's like fucking kung fu in this, even if it's not like the best shot. Shit, it still looks pretty good. And then of course there's that guy I love. Oh my god, Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell. And Kurt Russell's just, I mean, it's a different character than McCready. He's badass as like McCready, but here, just the swagger, just the like, man, like I want to be the cool like that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like Jack Burton's just got all that. He was such a good fucking character. Every character in this movie's fun as hell. The Mortal Kombat vibes are endless. You basically have these guys that have these big hats. You're just like, that's fucking Raiden right there. They got the electrocution. The main villain, dude, he's just got Shang Tsung written all over him. The powers, the way they shoot shit out, as I was talking about with the lightning bolts, electrocution is what I said. But everything about this movie, dude, it's just cool. Like, when I think of cool, I think of fucking Jack Burton, and I think of Big Trouble in Little China. It don't get better, man. Love this movie. This is Carpenter's masterpiece to me. He's got about 5. No, he's got quite a few, though. It's just, it's the mashup. His Carpenter wasn't just strictly horror, man. It was the music. He even dipped his toes into different stuff, like Starman. But that, whatever that vibe is, that Carpenter, that stamp he put on all his movies. In Big Trouble in Little China, it was like a little bit of it from this movie, a little bit of this movie, a little bit from this movie, and he threw it all together in a pot, and he's like, here's fucking all of it. Enjoy. I understand if you're like a flat-out horror fan and this isn't full-on horror. There's moments that are kind of horrific, but it's really not a horror film at the end of the day, per se. I see why this wouldn't be your favorite. But I think looking at everything and putting that into a fucking blender of all the great things that are Carpenter, this is his baby, dude. This is the movie that deserves even more respect, the cult phenomenon, Big Trouble in Little China. Love it. Thank you again, Jacob, for another top 5. Had to talk some Carpenter, baby. Love him. Hope that you enjoyed it. Everybody that watched it. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.